Hi guys! So in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about how to look after wisdom tooth extraction. I've got some brilliant tips to share with you, so keep watching. Before we get started, have a little read of this. Just a little disclaimer before we start. I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dentist. Always seek the advice of your professional doctor or dentist. Following tooth extraction, I'm purely speaking from my own experiences. That has worked for me, and I hope you find these tips very useful. So the first thing I did was book an afternoon appointment, and the reason why I booked an afternoon appointment is that I knew I was not going to eat. Because I knew I was going to miss dinner. But again, if you have any health conditions or underlying health conditions, which means that you can't not eat, or if there's any daily medication that you normally take and you would need to take it, I suggest you skip this step. If you're generally fit and healthy, then it shouldn't be a problem. So after the tooth extraction that you've had, depending on the type that you've had, you may or may not get stitches. I didn't get any stitches in mine. Your dentist will normally give you a swab gauge, and I recommend you keep it in for at least 45 minutes to an hour. I kept mine in for an hour and a half, and that worked really well. The last one I had taken out, I took the gauge out too quickly. I ended up getting what they call dry socket, which means it's going to take much longer to heal because the blood wouldn't have clotted very well. Try to keep your mouth as clean as possible. While you've been at the dentist, they've been putting all sorts of things in your mouth, and you're not going to feel comfortable when you get home. And to do with the bacteria or anything else, a lot's been happening in your mouth. So what I did was, when I got home, I made sure I rinsed my mouth. So I recommend, if you can get mouthwash, and which one was really good for me was this one. It's Oral-B, and as you can see, it says gentle, no alcohol burn. So the last thing you want to do is use something harsh when you've just had an extraction. Your mouth, you want it to feel comfortable. You don't want to feel you don't want to add to the pain. So that's a very good one. And also, you might want to avoid Listerine, the adult version, because the adult version has got alcohol in it, which will also produce that burn and sting. So I recommend, if you like Listerine as a brand, if you get the children's version, as you can see, there's no alcohol in the ingredients, and it's the alcohol that causes the burn and the sting. You'll want to keep your mouth as clean as possible, so what I did was I bought a new pack of toothbrushes, because you don't really want to use your old toothbrushes because you don't know how much bacteria might be on them. So best thing to do is get yourself some brand new toothbrushes, and I recommend this Oral-B pack and medium strength. These brushes are so soft, they won't irritate the area that you've just had your tooth extracted, and you won't feel any pain. The brush is very, very gentle. You can even use it to brush your gums very softly, and the inside of your mouth, the roof of your mouth, and your tongue. It's very soft on the tongue too. You can also use salt and warm water to rinse your mouth. Gently rinse your mouth. Do not put too much salt in it. Use less than a teaspoonful of salt. And again, if your salt intake cannot be a lot, please consult your doctor. Find out how much salt you're allowed. And if your salt intake is not allowed to be too much, I suggest just stick to rinsing your mouth with the mouthwash. That will be just as effective. But the salt water is very effective too. That gets rid of the bacteria and stops the bleeding. On the night of the extraction, as the injection starts to wear off, the numbing injection, the site where the incision was made, you will start to feel pain, but that will disappear by the morning. It's only the first day, so it's still going to be very raw, so expect to have a little bit of bleeding. And while you're sleeping, if you're anything like me, this is so embarrassing. If you're anything like me and you dribble while you're sleeping, I suggest get a piece of tissue like this and just put it at the side of your mouth and the side of your face on your pillow. You'll be amazed what you'll find on it in the morning. Providing you don't dribble, you're alright. I'm really lucky that I did put this tissue on my pillowcase, because when I did wake up in the morning, lo and behold, I found a little bit of blood on the tissue, and if I had not used a tissue, that would have been directly on my pillowcase. So after ensuring that my mouth was very clean, I only drank water for the rest of the night. I didn't eat any food to allow the extraction site to form a clot. If you have any medical reasons why you cannot stop eating, then I suggest that you skip this step. Make sure you eat and take your medicine or anything advised by your doctor as you do on a normal day. Listen to the advice of your doctor or whatever the dentist told you. And if you're fit and healthy, I'll advise, don't eat for the night and just drink plenty of water and then eat first thing in the morning when you wake up. So the next morning when I woke up, I saw just a minuscule bit of blood. There was still a tiny bit of blood left, but then I brushed my teeth and my tongue is normal, and I avoided brushing the extraction site. I just gently brushed my mouth. So when you're brushing your teeth, make sure you do it gently, very, very gently. And when you're rinsing your mouth and spitting out, do it gently. Everything must be done in a gentle manner to avoid dislodging the clot. Then after I brushed my teeth, I used the Oral-B mouthwash, and then I had some soup to eat. So make sure whatever you're going to eat the very next morning, make sure it's something soft that you have minimal chewing. You don't want to be chewing too much to avoid irritation. The important thing is to keep the extraction site as clean as possible. You don't want to get any food stuck in there or lodged in there that could cause infection. So after every meal, rinse gently. Either use your mouthwash or the salt water rinse. By day 3, the bleeding is completely stopped, so you can resume your normal activities, normal meals that you eat. Again, I'll stick to the more softer side of food. Avoid chomping down too hard, that could irritate the site. Also, just repeat the steps. After you eat, make sure you rinse your mouth. You can even, if you don't want to use the mouthwash or the salt water rinse, you can even just use plain water, as long as no food is left over in your mouth that could get stuck or lodged in the extraction site. Just keep your mouth as clean as possible and just keep repeating the steps. Everyone is different. Everyone takes longer to heal than the next person, or quicker to heal than the next person. This particular extraction of my wisdom tooth, this one took 2 weeks to close up. And the previous one I had taken out because I took the swab gorge out too quickly and had a dry socket. It took way too long to heal. That one took about, I think, 3 months for the gap to close up, for it to form a clot and close up, because it was dry socket. But with these new instructions, if ever I have another wisdom tooth extraction, I'll be definitely referring back to this video, even for myself. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching my video. Really appreciate the time you spent with me here today. If you'd like to see more videos like this with more handy tips, please subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you on the next video, guys. Thank you very much.